count because it's for editing purposes, not for. Okay, so.
Becca's brother. He's had a kid. He's like
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hey Marty, how's it going?
Good. How's it going?
Pretty good, pretty good, pretty good. We have Marty here with Team Beige. What did you do today, Marty?
I got second place with Traptrix.
Nice. How are the matchups?
Pretty good. Played against 2 Kashtira. First time at an event, beating Kash. Well, no, that's a lie. I beat Kashtira a couple times, but usually
Kashtira's a bot.
my luck is mid. But 2 Kashtira, 1 against you, which so Adventure Sprite, 1 Adventure Plunder. Shout out Tony, and what the hell was my other one? Oh, and the Mirror. I played against the Mirror.
Nice,
So,
nice. Pretty smooth tournament then.
I'd say so. Yeah, there was like. Well, I'll talk about it later once we get into it. But
Cool, let's jump in then.
All right. So, pretty standard. Shoutouts to Cody Edwards from the Philadelphia Regional this past weekend. He got 7th with this list. I basically did card for card, so you'll probably have seen this list somewhere. But I'll be providing my insight, and I think that makes pretty good content.
I'm actually on
3 Myrmilio, best normal in the deck, gets any whole normal. And then the part that gets everyone special, when it's special, mandatory spell trap pop. It's insane. Always a 3-of. 3 Mantis. This is Stratos, gets any Traptrix monster. She's great at going second instead of Myrmilio because you grab the Arachnocampa, and if they like attempt to Fenrir you or a Rise Heart you on res, you can chain the Campa to still have something on board. So she's really good. 3 Putica. In theory, she's good. She's the searches the field spell, and then specials. You can Farfa or banish a special summon monster they control. Going second, she's better in my opinion than going first because a lot of times, even at the regionals, when we were there this past weekend, I would normal summon her when I would have like these, and it would eat like the interruption. Which any of these are always gonna eat it, but sometimes it's just kind of weaker starting with this. I may consider cutting this to 2 in like a future list, like I was doing before. 3 Arachnocampa, she's insane. She's an extender. She lets you play past like Imperm, Ash, even Nib if you have the field spell, because you can field spell banish the Nib token to summon a name and then it's special. So sometimes she's nice to just hold for the opponent's turn. And then she's also great pushing for OTK, which this deck is able to do when things go your way. 2 Dianea, this is all that's necessary for this amount, because if you open her turn 1, it's not that great because you can't summon something from grave. But she resets all your stuff, and she's great going into grind games. That's like the only reason I'd consider her at 3, but I think 2 is just fine. 1 Garden, this is the brick of the deck. I've lost more games than I can share because of it, just drawing it with Putica. Even if you draw this with Putica, you automatically lose so little value because you want your normal summons to be 1-for-1s, just searching anything. But if you open this with Putica, you're like pretty much shit out of luck. If I could play 0, I would, but you like need it to be able to play the deck. So that's it for like the Traptrix monsters. 3 Parallel Exceed, another brick of the deck. But this was super clutch in going into like Lingaribo and going into Rafflesia to play around Nibiru. The only disadvantage sending it off Rafflesia is it's not a trap. These aren't Traptrix monsters that you can special off of Holotea. It's good, I'd keep it, but maybe like just adjust it to maybe 2.
How many times did you break on the Exceed or the field spell?
Specifically, 1 really bad time against this man right here, but it was still...
What do you have to say about that, Tony?
I wish we got to play the game 3 because my hand was like fire going second.
It would have been fun.
It would have been fun.
He had all the like answers to my board, but I think it still would have been like a grind.
That's good.
It would have played.
So fairly consistent.
Yeah.
Still, then.
Yeah. This I think Parallel is a lot more win more because this deck loses to specifically. But it loses to like Book of Moon or Book of Eclipse, but evenly matched is like the main thing that kills this deck. And I think that's the only reason I'm playing this, because you can live without using this to make Rafflesia, but you can't live if you don't have a searchable way to out evenly matched. So that's it for like the combo pieces. Onto like the rest of the Traptrix engine. 3 Oholatea, best card. This is always when I'm setting off Sarah on their turn if I trigger a monster effect. Sometimes even just summoning this. Or not using it on my turn and then summoning it on their turn is great, because you can like Pudica or you can Marmilio, and it just gets so much advantage. Much better Shade Brigadine. Honestly, this card's great. For the holes, 1 Floodgate, 1 Terrifying, 1 Bottomless, 1 Gravediggers, and 1 Traptrix Trapple Nightmare. The ones that came up the most today were Terrifying, Floodgate, and Bottomless. Nightmare was like kind of mid. It misses timing a lot, and so it's just like not that great. It's specifically for the Kashtira matchup, because all their specials are like ones, and if they're always gonna you always just use this on Unicorn or Fenrir, and so it's just like it's not that great. Bottomless honestly came in clutch. I know a lot of people are like, this card's gonna cope. But I think Bottomless works great in a lot of like roguish matchups and some of the combo or meta decks. But it also just like the meme is this hits Albaz, but it's honestly pretty good. Gravediggers is for Nibiru because this deck loses to Nibiru. Floodgate is insane. I sided out usually going against like branded or anything that can fuse or doesn't care about Book of Moon. So yeah. That's it for engine. For non-engine, we're playing 3 Ash. This card's for Branded Fusion or Pot of Prosperity, and that's really it. I think it's alright. 1 Nibiru, we're playing like Cody Edwards. Like I said, this is his list. He's playing 1 Gallic Granite inside to search this, and the logic that his teammate shared was that if your board is going to lose to evenly match, you search this so that way you can break the board that they set up after they evenly match. I like the theory. I don't know if I'd keep doing it, but I've been like on and off about Nib this format. I think it's okay. I think I'd probably switch the Granite for another extra card, which we'll get to later. 3 Prosby. Prosby was insane. Amara and I went back and forth on 2 or 3 Prosperity this format, but I think just because this deck has such a low ceiling and low power level, you need the 3 to be able to dig for sideboard. Book of Moon was the clutch. It was the reactive Floodgate Trap Hole against the Kashtira matchup, and also you could technically use it to dodge Imperm Veiler, which is kind of mid, but I think Book of Moon's great. I'm definitely keeping it going forward. 3 Dark Ruler. So Cody was playing this in his list, but also shout outs to Tony because he was the one who like we were talking about it after 1 locals because he was playing it, and I think this card's crazy. This card's gonna be great going into the next format, and honestly, I'm gonna still keep playing it.
Do you have anything to say about Dark Ruler, Tony?
Yeah, most people just aren't really respecting it that much, and people are building big boards and turns everything off, so it makes it easier to break the board. Nice. And if they don't have lands, it turns off the Rise Hard.
Yeah, even in just hitting the Arise Heart is fine. It came up once today where Dark Ruler, the Arise Heart, they had Lance, which was like the only like time it wasn't great, but you know, like the theory behind it was still great. 3 Evenly Match, we have to respect back row and established boards, and Dark Ruler Evenly is just a combo as old as time. That's it for the main. We'll go to the extra. 3 Sarah, she's the best card in the deck. Love this card. Yeah, she's insane. She summons from deck, normal trap, set a hole. Yeah, no, she's just great. 1 Lingaribo for the Paralog Seed. Or if they play Ibly, ever since people have been talking about Ibly, I've never seen an Ibly in tournament play. I'll only keep this if I keep playing Paralog Seed. 1 Alsa and 1 Adipus. At the regional, I was playing 2 Adipus, and it came up a couple times, just it being a big body. I'd consider playing another one, but pretty good. Alsa's great to grab the Fenrir, but otherwise Alsa is dead in every matchup that I've like played for like weeks. I'd like consider cutting Alsa if it didn't either search a Traptrix when crashed or can summon Fenrir. That's like the only reason. I was playing Access Code this past weekend, and I'd probably go back to playing it because this deck can do like crazy link plays if they debarrier you because of just the amount of bodies you generate. I think Access Code would have came up like once a day or even another one of Adipus. For the XYZs, we're playing one Rafflesia, one Pinguicula, and one Alamaris. Definitely gonna play a second Rafflesia. I played 2 this past weekend, and I think you need to in a grind game because if you Dark Roll or Evenly them, you need like follow up, even if it's like through Unicorn or you have to prospeed the other. So I think 2 of this is mandatory.
The real reason why you didn't play 2 is because the other one's not an ulti. Come on.
Damn straight.
Come on.
The other one's
Marty.
a secret. So I mean, this was a nice pickup at the regional. Speaking of nice pickups, the secret Exciton's great. This deck, I originally was playing 2 Zeus in my list because of the theory of that like Cash is gonna rip a Zeus, so why not just have another Zeus? But Exciton is basically mini Zeus, and even just being able to Exciton if they aren't expecting it, wipe the board, and then make Zeus is just a lot of power. 1 Gallant Granite and 1 Redoer. Granite, it was cool to try. It never came up today. Probably cutting this for the second Rafflesia. And Redoer is insane. He's sort of how you have follow-up during follow-up if you get even lead. And a lot of the cash decks are playing more spells than anything else. So you're always getting like a draw, or this into Runic is just so free. Last 3 cards, 1 Merrymaker, 1 Sargus, 1 Zeus. I originally cut this engine for more links because it was like not as necessary when you had more XYZs that let you go into Zeus. But I think this was super nice. I'm playing the spice that Cody played with the Therian engine. We'll get to that. I may cut the Therian engine, but I'll definitely keep these going. That's it for the extra for the side deck. 1 Regulus, 1 Lily Borea, 1 Discoliseum. This engine is very Winmore. It's searchable, which is nice, and allows you to kind of OTK on the crackback. But I think I'm cutting this for something else. I haven't figured out yet, probably back row hate or something, because this side deck doesn't really respect back row too much, not fault to the player, or whoever, Cody who made it, but yeah, I'm probably just cutting these. 2 Nibiru. The idea is you search the 1 in deck and then you just side the 2 in. I really like the siding patterns of this deck, so I'm gonna keep like the ratios. So yeah, Nibiru was great. 3 Kumungus. Kumungus was the best. Kaijus are insane in my opinion. 3 Lancia. This was fine going second against Cash. I didn't win because of it, but chaining this in response to Evenly is super nice. And then 1 Treacherous Trapple. This was Cody's 15th card in the side deck. It was okay. The idea is you send it off for Rafflesia when you don't have traps engraved, so it's pretty decent. I'm gonna play a Heavy Duster over this. And then 3 Judgment. Judgment was insane. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, so
Any shoutouts?
yes, shout out to teambeige, shout out to Amar for also topping. You'll be seeing that video after I edit and also edit this.
Mr. Editor.
Shout outs to Curio Cavern, best locals in Nova. And yeah, thank you.
Awesome, man. Well, great seeing you out here. Another top under the belt for local legends here, Marty. And yeah, teambeige signing off.
Yeah, see you.